Recently, there's been a lot of talk about heaven and hell. A number of books recalling near-death experiences in which people have visited heaven or hell and returned to tell the tale have been bestsellers. Rob Bell's Love Wins, a book about heaven, hell, and the fate of every person who ever lived, made the bestseller list and thrust him on the cover of Time magazine. When appeals are made to the Bible regarding this topic, oftentimes people turn to the book of Revelation. Yet a careful read of Revelation will demonstrate that Revelation is full of quotes of Isaiah and inherits its vision of last things from this book. For example, when John writes, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God." John is alluding to prophecies in Isaiah. So what does Isaiah have to say about last things? Does Isaiah teach heaven is an eternal spiritual paradise reserved for the godly, while the unbelieving suffer eternal torment in hell? Oh boy, where do I start? This is clearly a sensitive topic that generates more heat than light, or maybe I should stay away from metaphors dealing with fire. And I must add that I won't be able to cover this topic exhaustively in a short video. Let me begin with heaven. In the next video, I'll address hell. So what does Isaiah imagine heaven to be like? Isaiah prophesies that heaven will be on earth. In the two occasions that Isaiah speaks of a new heavens, he also speaks of a new earth. "For I am about to create new heavens and a new earth. For as a new heavens and the new earth which I will make." Heaven, then, is not to be a non-earthly or an anti-earthly reality. The future existence God's people have to look forward to will include the earth. For this reason, it may be better to speak of this new future hope as new creation rather than heaven, since we don't want to make a sharp distinction between heaven and earth. Now, what does the Bible mean by heaven? The word for heaven doesn't mean spiritual paradise. It can be translated sky, air, or firmament. The word heaven appears 33 times in Isaiah, and the majority of its occurrences ought to be understood in this manner. For example, "For as the rain and the snow come down from heaven and do not return there until they have watered the earth." In this case, heaven, or the sky, is a part of creation, not a realm set apart from it. Neither is heaven a pre-existent eternal reality. Isaiah speaks of the occasion when God created the heavens, and it appears that he did so at the time he created the earth. "For thus says the Lord, who created the heavens and the earth," he is God, "who formed the earth and made it." Heaven is also the dwelling place of God and other non-human beings. In Isaiah 6, Isaiah receives a vision of Yahweh enthroned in the heavens, encircled by seraphs who call out, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts." And interestingly, the effect of God's habitation is that the whole earth is full of his glory. Now, when the words heaven and earth are combined, they form what's called a merism. That is, a pair of contrasting words used to express totality or completeness. So when the Bible speaks of God creating the heavens and earth, it ought to be understood as God creating everything. So someone might object to my suggestion that heaven will be an earthly reality. They might say, "Bo, when Isaiah says that God is creating a new heavens and a new earth, it means that God will recreate everything." I agree. Now the question is, what do this new heavens and new earth look like? To answer that question, let's take a close look at Isaiah 65:17 through 25, a key text on new creation. Isaiah 65:19 says that this new creation will be a new Jerusalem, filled with God's people, and there will be no more weeping or distress. 65:21 through 23 says new creation will be a productive society where housing, food, and employment are abundant, where everyone is healthy. We will no longer fear the loss of housing, food, employment, family, or health. In 65:24, we learn that Yahweh will be imminently present so that God will respond to you even before you utter the words. New creation is not an abode just for humans. In 65:25, we read of the wolf, lamb, lion, and ox living in harmony with one another and with humans. Isaiah 65:25 recalls Isaiah 11:6 through 9, which prophesied of a future messianic kingdom where the wolf, lamb, leopard, calf, lion, cow, bear, poisonous snake, and child all hang out in harmony. The reference to the serpent eating dust in 65:25 indicates that in the new creation, God is restoring the Garden of Eden, where humanity dwelt in harmony with God, with each other, and with the plants and animals. God declares that in the new creation, they will not hurt or destroy on all my holy mountain, for the earth will be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. So for all you animal lovers out there, rest assured, God allows for pets in heaven.